Hey guys, welcome to Learn Today IGCSE. This video is a tutorial on Mathematics Paper 4, variant 4.2 from February-March 2024 examinations. Question 1. A grocer sells potatoes, mushrooms and carrots. Part A. A customer buys 3 kg of mushrooms at $1.04 per kilogram and 4 kg of carrots at $1.28. Calculate the total cost. To find the total, we're going to find the sum of 3 kg mushrooms and 4 kg carrot. And this sums up to $8.24. Next, part B. In 1 week, the ratio of the masses of vegetables sold by the grocer is potatoes to mushroom to carrots 11 to 8 to 6. Part 1. Work out the mass of mushrooms sold as a percentage of the total mass. So we're looking to find the mass of mushroom over the total mass. The total mass would be the total of the ratio summed up, which is 25. So to find the percentage of this, we're going to use 8 over 25 times 100, giving us 32%. Next, part 3. The total mass of potatoes, mushrooms, and carrots sold is 1,500 kilograms. Find the mass of carrots the grocer sells this week. The sum of ratio for potatoes to mushroom to carrots is 25. And if we compare this to kilogram, the total is 1,500 kilograms. And we're looking to find the mass of the carrot. The way I like to solve ratio type of questions is I find the relationship. The actual number is the ratio times 60, meaning that the actual masses are also the ratio times by 60. So the actual mass for carrot would be 6 times 60, which is 360 kilograms. Next, part 3. The profit of the grocer makes selling 1 kilogram of carrots is 75 cents. Find the total profit the grocer makes selling carrots this week. From the previous question, we know that the grocer has sold 360 kilograms this week. If 1 kilogram costs 75 cents, then 360 kilogram would be 75 cents times by 360, which is $270. Next, part 4. On the last day of the week, the grocer reduces the price of 1 kilogram of potatoes by 8% to $1.15. Calculate the original price of 1 kilogram of potatoes. If this is the price after a reduction of 8%, it means that this stands for 92% of the original price, which means that $1.15 stands for 92%. And we need to find the value at 100%. We can use x as our unknown and cross-multiply to find x. Rearranging this would be 115 over 92, which is $1.25. So the original price is $1.25. Part C. The grocer buys 620 kilograms of onions, correct to the nearest 20 kilograms. He packs them into bags, each contains 5 kilograms of onions, correct to the nearest 1 kilogram. Calculate the upper bound for the number of bags of onions that he packs. So to calculate the upper bound would be 620 kilograms nearest to 20 kg. So the half of this would be 10. So we're going to add up with 10. And for the lower bound would be 5 kilograms. Take away the half of 1 kilogram is 0.5. So take away 0.5 will give us 4.5. Now to calculate the number of bags, we're going to take the total number of bags divided by how much is being contained in one bag, which is 4.5. This will give us 140 number of bags. Question 2. A, B, C, and D are points on a circle. ADX and BCX are straight lines. Angle BAD is equal to x degree and angle DCX is equal to y degree. Part A. Explain why x is equal to y. We need to give a geometrical reason for each statement you make. And we are given with 2 marks for this question. Okay, we know that BX is a straight line, meaning that angle BCD here would be 180 degree minus y. And next, ABCD is a cyclic quad. The angle opposite to each other will sum up to 180 degree. So let's state these theories first. Now let's prove that x will be equal to y. Angle x equals to 180 degree take away BCD. And we know that BCD is 180 take away y. And if we solve this, 180 minus 180 is 0. And this becomes y. So we have proven that x equals to y. Next, part B. Show that triangle ABX is similar to triangle CDX. And we are given with, again, 2 marks for this question. So we are going to need to prove that triangle ABX is equal to triangle CDX. We know that x and y are equal, which means that angle ABX will be equal to angle CDX. And both this triangle has a common angle over here, which means that these two triangles is similar to each other. Next, question C. Since it's a continuous question, I'm just going to put the figure over here. AD is equal to 15 centimeters, DX is 9 centimeters, and CX is equal to 12 centimeters. Part 1. Find BC. Okay, so let me redraw this into two different triangles. So if we split this triangle, this is what it looks like. And we know that this angle here is corresponding with this angle over here, whereas this angle B corresponds with this angle over here. And these two triangles have a common angle over here, which means that this line here corresponds with this line over here. So BX is just a smaller version of AX. We know that BX is 12 cm and AX is 24 cm. And line BX here corresponds with line DX. As we can see here, AX is 2 times larger than BX. This line here is 2 times larger than this line here, meaning that this line here is also twice larger than this line. DX is 9, then BX, this line must be 18. So CB is 18 take away 12, which is 6 centimeters. Next, part 2. Complete the statement. The ratio area of triangle ABX is area of triangle CDX in this ratio. If the length is at the ratio of 1 to 2, then remember that area is 1 square to 2 square. So the ratio is 1 to 4. Triangle ABX is 4 times larger than triangle CDX. Question 3, Part A. The table shows information about the marks gained by each of 10 students in a test. So out of 10 students, 4 of them scored 15, 1 of them scored 16, 2 of them scored 17, only 1 scored 18, none of them scored the mark of 19, and 2 of them scored the mark of 20. Part 1. Calculate the range. To calculate the range, we're going to take the highest mark, which is 20, minus with the lowest mark, which is 15. So that would give us a range of 5. Part 2. Calculate the mean. To calculate the mean, we're going to take the frequency, multiply by the mark for each frequency. Sum them up together and divide them by the total number of students. This will give us a mean of 16.8. Next, part 3, find the median. To find the median, we're going to look for the center of the frequency. We've got a frequency of 10 and the center would be divided by 2, which is 5. If I look for the cumulative frequency, I'm going to add up all my frequencies. So the middle is 5. 5 falls over here, which means that the median here is 16. Next, part 4, write down the mode. The mode is the mark which is being repeated the most. The highest frequency here is 4, which means that the mark of 15 is being repeated 4 times, which is the most among the others. So that here will be the mode, 15. Next, part B. Paulo's mean mark for 7 homework tasks is 17. After completing the 8th task, his mean mark is 17.5. Calculate Paulo's mark for the 8th task. As mentioned, to calculate the mean, we're going to take the total amount divided by the number of data. So the mean mark here is 17. We do not know the total amount, but we know that the number of data is 7. And after completing the task, the new mean was 17.5, and this time the number of data is 8. So let's first find out the total amount for this data. And the total amount for the new data, this means that the mark for Paulo's 8th task would be the new total data minus with the old total data, which is 21. Next, part C. The table shows the percentage scored by each of 100 students in their final exam. 100 can be obtained if we add up all the number of frequency in our table. On the grid, draw a histogram to show this information. So this histogram is of frequency density against percentage. On the table here, we do not have the information of frequency density, which means that now we need to look for frequency density. To find this, we're going to take the frequency divided by the class width. The class width here would be the size of the percentage, which is 30 minus 0. And the next one is 50 take away 30. So our frequency density would be the frequency divided by the class width. Now we can proceed to draw the histogram. From percentage of 0 to 30, the frequency density is 0.4. So plot your points accordingly, and this is our first bar. Just continue your steps and you will get a histogram that looks like this. Next, question 4. The diagram shows a pyramid with a square base of BCDE. The diagonals CE and BD intersect at M, and the vertex F is directly above M. So the vertex F is directly above M, making this 9 cm the height of this pyramid. Part 1. Calculate the volume of the pyramid. They have already given you the formula for the volume. All we have to do is substitute the values. So 1/3 times with A. A is the base area. The base area would be the length times with the width. And the height for this pyramid is 9 centimeters, giving us a volume of 432. Next, part 2. Calculate the total surface area of the pyramid. When calculating surface area, it can be very helpful to draw a 2D net for the 3D shape in the question, and it will look like this. So to find the total surface area, we first have to look for the area of square base, which is 12 times 12. And next we're going to look for the area of one triangle and then multiply it by 4, since there are 4 sides. The formula to find the area of a triangle is 1/2 times its base times its height. We know that the base of this triangle is 12, and now we need to look for the height of the triangle. We know that the height of the pyramid is from the midpoint to the vertex F. However, we cannot use this value for the height of our triangle, because the height of our triangle is from the base here to the vertex F, not from the midpoint to the vertex F. From the base to the vertex F is this line. So we're looking to find the value of this line. And if we draw a right angle triangle, we can use Pythagoras theorem to solve this. The h is the hypotenuse, so it will be 9 square plus 6 square. So h is the square root of 117. So for h, we'll just substitute the square root of 117, giving us 18 square root of 13. Don't forget to multiply this by 4 because there are 4 of these triangles. And now you can sum up the area of base and the area of 4 triangles, which is 404 centimeters square. Next, part B. The diagram shows a toy made from a cone and a hemisphere. The base radius of the cone and the radius of the hemisphere are both r centimeter. The slant height of the cone is 3r over here. And we know the total surface area of the toy is 304 centimeters square. Calculate the value of r. Again, we're looking to find the surface area. To find the surface area, we're going to use the curved surface area of the cone and sum up with the curved surface area of a hemisphere, which is half of a sphere. We are given the total surface area is 304 centimeters square. To find the area of the curved surface area of the cone, we will use the formula of pi rl and then sum up with the surface area of this hemisphere over here. Now we have been given with the formula of surface area for a sphere, but we are dealing with a hemisphere here. So we're going to use 1/2 of 4 pi r square. So we are asked to find the value of r, meaning that r here is our unknown. We can substitute the value of l as it is given. L is the slant height, and the slant height here is 3r. So I will just substitute the value of L here with 3r. So if I were to simplify this, I would get 304 centimeters square equals to pi 3r square plus with pi 2r square. Since both of them are r squares, I can add them together. 3 pi and 2 pi is giving me 5 pi. So that's 5 pi r square. Now I need to find what is the value of r. So I'm going to bring 5 pi to this side, leaving me with only r square over here. And if I bring square to this side, this is what I will get. So just put this value in your calculator. You will get the value of r equals to 4.4 centimeters. Next, question 5 part 1. Factorize this equation. The equation here is a quadratic equation. Let's first identify a, b's, and c. How I like to do this is we need to find a pair of numbers that adds up to -1 and multiplies to find -2. The pair of numbers must always add up to the value of b and must always multiply to the value of c. And this pair of numbers has to be the same. the number that adds up to -1 could be -4 plus 3. And if I multiply -4 and 3, I will also get -12. So it is -4 and 3. So to factorize this, we will draw two brackets, put in x on both sides, and -4 plus 3. Next, question part 2. Simplify this equation. If you look at the numerator here, the value of 16 can also be written as 4 square. And the denominator is the same as the previous one, so that would be x minus 4, x plus 3. Now let's change the numerator to the same format as the denominator. So this is a and this is b. We can change this to a plus b, a minus b. And now we can see we have a common factor x minus 4 and simplify to x plus 4 over x plus 3. Next, question B. Simplify this equation. Let's first open up this bracket. Now I'm going to open up the bracket, meaning that the minus symbol here will be multiplied into the second bracket. Now for the next step, we will solve the similar term. 4x squared minus x squared leaves us with 3x squared. And next we'll do the x's. And lastly, we can solve the number. And if we simplify this quadratic equation, we will be left with x minus 4, 3x minus 2. So that's your final answer. Next, question C. Write as a single fraction in its simplest form. We have to do takeaways for two fractions. The rule of takeaways for fraction is that you must have a common denominator. And for now, we do not have that. So we need to make this the same value. So to find the common denominator, we're going to do the cross multiplication. And let's solve this. Okay, now that we have a common denominator, we will write this as a single fraction. Now we can open up the brackets over x plus 1 over x minus 3. And then let's simplify the numerator. So now we have a single fraction in its simplest form. Next, question D. Expand and simplify. So we're going to expand by opening the first two brackets. And we can simplify this term to minus 8x. And then multiply it with the third bracket to x plus 1. Okay, now we can simplify the terms alike. And this is your final answer. Next, question E. Solve the simultaneous equation. You must show all your working. We've got equation 1 and equation 2. The first step is you should find what is x in terms of y or what is y in terms of x. The easier one to do is to find x in terms of y, which would be 13 plus 3y. So this here would be the third equation. We're going to substitute equation 3 into equation 2. So the value of x, 13 plus 3y. So we're going to substitute that into this equation. So let's first solve the one in the bracket over here. Once we have done that, we can open this bracket by multiplying 2 into every term. Once we have done that, we can solve the similar term. Simplifying this equation further means that bringing 116 over here and making this equation equal to 0. Now that we have made this into a quadratic equation, we can simplify this into two brackets. So we can find y from each bracket. Y plus 2 equals to 0 and 6y plus 37 equals to 0. Now we have the value of y and we can substitute it back into the third equation. Since we have two values of y, we will also obtain two values of x. The first value of y was -2 and the second value of y was -37 over 6. The first x is 7 and the second one -11 over 2. So we can write down the values over here. Question 6. The diagram shows a triangle ABC with AB equals to 17.2 centimeters. The angle ABC is 54 degree and angle ACB is 68 degree. Calculate AC. So we're looking to find the side of A to C. This question is related to applying the rule of trigonometry. Whenever you get a question on trigo, ask yourself these questions. Is the triangle right angle? There is no 90 degree anywhere here, so this is not a right angle triangle. So this is not a right angle triangle. And the next question would be, is there any opposite pair of sides and angles? We have one angle and we have the opposite side for this angle. And then we have another angle and we're looking to find the opposite side of that angle. So yes, we have an opposite pair. That means we are going to use the sine rule. You should always label the angle as the uppercase. So if this is an uppercase A, the opposite side of that angle would be lowercase a. If this is uppercase B, then the opposite side would be the lowercase b. So just substitute the value and you will get B equals to 15 centimeters. Next, question B. Point M lies on BC and MC is equal to 12.8 centimeters. Calculate the length of AM. So we're looking to find AM. You can either solve this by using this triangle as a reference or using this triangle as a reference. It's better to use this triangle as a reference because we have more information. From part 1, we know that AC equals to 15 centimeters. So we have two sides and one angle. So to check which rule we are going to apply, let's ask these questions. We're going to look further if there is any opposite pair of sides and angles. We've got angle 68, but we don't have an opposite pair of side. We have got side 12.8, but no opposite angle. We have got side 15 centimeters, but no opposite angle, meaning that we do not have any pair of sides and angles. Next, we'll check if this involves area. No, as we're looking for the side. So we're going to apply the cosine rule. Okay, now we can identify the A, B's and C. Since I am looking to find AM, I'm going to label it as my lowercase c. And the angle that is opposite to the side would be capital C. This side is my C, so the other two sides would be my A and B. It doesn't matter which is A and B. Now we can substitute the values into the formula. And square bringing it to the other side will become square root. So the value of AM is 15.7 and the units is centimeter. Next, question C. Calculate the shortest distance from A to BC. So this is the line B to C. And we're looking to find the shortest distance from A to this line. The shortest distance from A to line BC would be to travel in a straight line. So to find this length, we can use this triangle as a reference. We've got a pair of angle and a side, so we can use the sine rule to solve this. So we have one angle and the opposite side. We can use that as our uppercase A and a lowercase a, making this our uppercase B and the opposite would be a lowercase b. So rearranging this, we will get B equal to 13.9 centimeters. Next, question 7a is about vector. Part 1, find 3q. This is pretty simple. We're just going to multiply 3 with the magnitude of q. So that would give us 3 times negative 4 is negative 12 and 3 times 5 is 15. Next, part 2, question A. Find P minus Q. So P minus Q would be 2 negative symbol makes up a positive and negative 5 take away 5 is negative 10. Next, find P minus Q. And we can see there is a modular symbol here. The modular symbol means that we're going to use the formula x squared plus y squared and square root it. From the previous question, we know that the x is 12 and the y is negative 10. So this will give us 15.6. Next, question B. In a triangle OMN, O is the origin, O to M is A, and O to N is B. S is a point on MN such that M to S and S to N is 5 to 3. Whenever you are given with ratio, the first step that you should do is change it into fraction. So it will be 5 over 8 and 3 over 8. The reason why it's over 8 is because we're adding these two up together. Find in terms of A and or B the position vector of S. Give your answer in its simplest form. Position vector of S means that we're looking to find vector O to S. To find position O to S, we can do O to M and then from M to S. The vector of O to M is A. Now the vector of M to S is on the line of M to N. And M to S is such that it is 5 over 8 of the length from M to N. So we first must find out what is the vector of M to N. For M to N, we first must go through M to O and then O to N. M to O is the opposite of O to M, so this will be negative A plus O to N is B. So this is the vector of M to N. So we can just substitute that and now expand this. So this will give us 3 over 8A plus 5 over 8B.